Here I go, here I go, here I go. Yeah, here I go, here I go.
Welcome in, everybody. I'm Jackson Burleson. In this new episode of The Take, I'm joined by the one and only Gabe Vazquez. Yo, appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We got quite the setup here.
It's a nice setup, man.
I appreciate all the Cubs gear, and
Well,
you know
of course,
we're diehard Cubs fans. So
Absolutely. Go Cubbies.
if you didn't notice with all the flags and the things in the background, but
In previous pods.
yeah, and you got a little bobblehead up
Yeah,
there.
you
as
know,
well.
Blue and Marcus left us, but it's all right. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll talk about him in a little bit, but we're going to start off this podcast a little bit different than
Okay.
usual.
All right.
An Immaculate Grid is what we're going to start out with, baseball edition.
Yes, sir.
We have to. The All-Star break is coming up. We'll talk about that a little bit.
Going out.
But this is where our ball knowledge is.
Absolutely.
This grid right here. So let's get into this. So we've got, you guys will be able to see the grid as we do this. So we've got a bunch of categories here, as I said. So Gabe, let's start out with the first box.
All right,
So,
so-
what are we looking at?
So I want to do something a little, I guess, out of the ordinary. A lot of fans don't particularly use this player, but so a second baseman that's had a 100+ RBI season, my very own Javier Baez.
Yes. There we go. We got a Cub.
There you go.
Cub on the board here.
There he is.
He's on the board. He's on the board. He's on the board.
1%. That's how little people chose him. So that's good.
And the rarest score you get, the better it is.
Yes,
so
correct.
You
So-
want to have that. So a good start for Gabe.
There
so
we go.
Another, your second baseman. So let's
Absolutely.
go to the last category.
All
Was it
right.
30 stolen
30,
bases.
30 stolen base season. Javi also had it, but already used them, so he can't do it. But Nico Horner, I believe, I'm correct, had. Oh,
If we're wrong, we're wrong, guys.
Wrong. I'm an idiot, y'all. There we go. There we go.
Nico Horner, let's go. We got two Cubs.
2%. All right. Second base that's had a 100+ season. Marcus Simeon, I believe. Okay, again. Here we go. We got it. 1%. 1%.
Honestly,
We're cooking.
I couldn't do this. I'm not gonna lie.
So, and
What do you
then.
think?
All
What do you
right.
think? Let me see if I can get one.
Let's see if JB can get
So
one
you
here.
got the first three. Let's see if I can get
We got combined
100 plus
4%.
run season, 30 plus home run season. I mean, Griffey Jr.
Griffey, that's a
gotta
good
be
one.
in there.
That's
Gotta
a good
be in
one.
there, right?
That's a good one.
He's got to be in there.
That's a good one. We
The home run derby king.
There you go.
We'll see if Alonso can catch it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought we just lost our.
Yeah, I thought we just lost. Great.
Yeah, we're okay. We're 3%.
All right.
We
All
got
right,
five
we're cooking.
guesses left.
We're
5
cooking.
more boxes.
100 RBIs, 30 home runs. This is go for a lot of players. Who stands out in this stat? It could be, scorer, it could be current. It could
I'll
be
go
anyone.
Francisco Lindor.
Ooh, I don't know if he had 30 plus home runs though. I can't lie. I know one.
I think he's in there, but
I think
let's
this-
see. Let's see what you got.
Okay.
Let's see.
do.
I don't wanna get it wrong.
We can check. But obviously, I know my boy. I'm gonna go Cub mode because we're decked out in Cubs gear, y'all. So let's go Anthony Rizzo, 30 plus homer and 100 plus RBI season.
Anthony Rizzo.
Low 0.3%. We are cooking.
Okay, we got 4 guesses
Okay.
left. So 30
All right.
stolen bases, 30
This
plus
one
home
is
runs.
pretty easy.
I think it's
pretty
Jacoby
easy.
Ellsbury.
Jacoby Ellsbury, 30. Ooh, I don't know if he had 30. I'm not entirely sure about that. You could be right, but
Didn't he have like a bunch of stolen bases?
He did.
Season? I know that he. I know
yeah,
he had that.
I'm sure
He
he
has
had
the
a
record, I
stolen.
think, or something like that.
But like with those, I'm not entirely sure, so I like bypassed them. If I could be wrong, but you never know. But
That's
I-
my guess.
I know someone here. It's pretty. I think Sammy Sosa goes crazy.
Sammy Sosa, yeah.
Acuna can go crazy. with this
Acuna.
one.
I feel like
The thing is, Mike Trout. Mike Trout has a stat.
he's on here. He'd
Trout.
definitely be on here.
Mike Trout for
He'd
sure.
definitely
is
be on here.
I
He's
believe.
probably gonna be not rare though, because
You're
it's a
right.
pretty big name.
3%. 3%.
Actually, that's
Not too bad.
Okay,
Mike
so
Trout's out
100
there.
plus. Now we're 3 left. We're looking good. 100 plus run season, 300 plus average.
That's I know one.
I mean, I'll go Ted Williams right.
Ted Williams. That one's a really good. We can.
That'd be right off the bat for me.
Okay.
That's. I mean, he's probably a pretty common one.
Let's try that one. I believe 100. I'm sure he's Hall of Famer. There we go.
You got it. Okay.
2%. Not too bad.
Dude, we're
there you go.
getting these rare scores. We're
Hey,
getting
but that's good though. We're going
great.
crazy.
We're
All right.
nuts.
100 plus RBIs, 300 season. This
Well,
also
I
can
think-
vary a lot.
Well,
I can.
Barry's definitely in there.
I can do. I think I'm gonna say Barry for the bottom left.
Do a bunch of players for that.
Yes. 300 probably.
Cabrera?
can do-
Did Cabrera have
Miguel?
Miguel? He definitely did.
Possibly. He also had Triple Crown, so I'm assuming he had.
Yeah, I think Cabrera definitely had one.
That could be a good one. We got that one 4. All right.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. So we're about to get a perfect one on the Tank podcast.
Let's go.
We're cooking it up. This segment.
And
Let's go.
30 plus stolen bases, 300 average. I'm gonna go my boy Acuna. I said Barry, but I gotta go with Acuna. I love Acuna.
Too bad he's injured this.
Wait, 300 average. Did he have a 300 average? I don't know else he did.
He's close.
Good one. Okay, so
We might be stumped here.
yeah, it might be. I had Barry, but this.
Should he send it? Should he send Acuna or should he just go Barry?
Oh, man.
I think he should go Barry. I think he's.
I think Barry's the same. I know he had a lot of steals.
You know he's
That
safe.
average.
You know he's safe. That's the thing you gotta look at.
Did Alex?
Also, you could do A-Rod.
I would say Alex.
I think A-Rod.
Did he have about 300 in the season while having 30?
did.
I think Barry is the safe choice here.
I would tend to agree with you there. I think you should pull the trigger.
I think
you should pull the trigger.
I think we do. Oh wait, did I use Sammy? I did not use Sammy. Did you have me? No, I didn't.
Should we use another Cub?
I've usually
Get some more Cubs on this.
honestly.
Screw it.
Is Cody on here? No.
No way. No way. I don't think he's had 30 stolen bases.
Why am I stumped here? This one I think
Barry, just go for it.
All right, let's
just
go.
go for it. We got Barry Bonds. Greatest home run hitter of all time.
Okay. All right. We got it. Yes. Bro, Immaculate score of 19.
go.
19 Immaculate.
Okay, what is that? What is the Immaculate? What is
Oh, I'm sorry. Where do you score?
what is
me?
So like how good is that
So-
compared to other grids?
So I would say it's really good. That's like the rarity score is basically the sum of the percentages. So combined 90% out of all.
So we're geniuses. We know
Honestly.
baseball. We know baseball. I got it.
I got that from my butt. You guys get a picture from my butt.
I think that's the greatest grid.
That was
you'll ever
great.
see. Perfect grid. First try on the pod. We did not do this multiple times. So if you guys want to go in the comments, it'd be like, hey, these guys cheated. That's not true. So first of all, let's get into because we just covered a lot of stuff. So I want to get into JB's picks, the odds that are courtesy of Hard Rock Bets. We've got a couple picks. All-Star Weekend is approaching for the MLB.
Yes, sir.
I've got the American League minus 120 to beat the National League. They just lost their 9-year streak of winning All-Star games last year, so I will take the American League to end one streak. One streak.
He won one. I'm
take
on my National League.
And I like the hitters. They got Aaron Judge, they got Guerrero, they got Rutschman.
Otani's now on the National League side now.
I know.
So you have your boy Bryce Harper.
That National League for me, I think it's got some inexperience. I think the American League's got the experience this time around.
If Paul Skeens
got
go crazy. No, he'll only pitch
crazy.
about not even 4 innings. He'll only pitch about maybe, an inning or so because the All-Star game, the pitcher's not going to rack up the totals.
I think it'll be
starters.
interesting.
So it'll be really interesting. He could.
No, it will.
He could go crazy, and he might show the side.
We're gonna talk about Paul Skeens in a second. But hold your horses, Gabe. I know you want to talk about it really bad. I do too. He's been fantastic. But my second pick before we can get because American League. So you're going National League.
I am.
You're going that direction.
Yes, I will.
Okay. So I will go American League. They're the favorites. Plus 100 for National League. Not bad odds, I'd say.
That's not too bad.
Then the second pick, we're going plus 325. Pete Alonso to win the home run derby. If he wins, he will tie Griffey for the most home run derbies ever.
With 3.
So I think he's gonna tie him.
Absolutely.
I'll take it. He really didn't perform that well last year.
Right.
Vladdy got it last year. But I like Pete Alonso. I think 2-time champ. He's ready.
I do believe it. I feel like he will win it, but just to spice up the picks a little bit, I want to give it to Big Bear Marcell Ozuna. I mean, he has 26 home runs in the year. He's really good with average, over 300 average. I mean, he's going off this season in DH. Yeah. That's his role. So I feel like it'll be pretty close, neck and neck, but I will get Ozuna just slightly so he can win it and maybe upset Pete there because he's the favorite. So I'll take him.
I mean, it's not a bad pick, honestly. I mean, I think one guy who's a crazy underdog is like Jose Ramirez.
I believe
he's at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to who can actually win this. I think he has like the 6th or 7th best odds out of all this entire field. I mean, that's kind of shocking to me.
Yeah, he's
not a power hitter, but
he's not a crazy power hitter. He hits well. He's kind of like he won't hit it a country mile, but he will hit it out. I mean, he's been in this situation before, hasn't made it out of I guess the semis, but he has that potential. But again, he's underdog. I don't think he'll go far, but who knows?
And Henderson and Gunnar Henderson too. He's got like 20. I think he has the most home runs out of this entire field. So
absolutely.
I think he's got like 27 or something like that. I could be wrong, but might be 28. But he's Also, I like I just love the
Gunnar Henderson's great.
I love the home run derby.
Future of the Orioles, but home run derby is gonna
Like, dude, it's just like you can't just watch it. You have to watch it.
We can't leave out the hometown kid Garcia, who's gonna be in that derby. You know, had the crowd behind him.
Yeah,
He's a power hitter too. He can hit it out. But
it's even. Well, I'll go Alonso.
okay,
Those are my two picks.
It's a big ball.
American League and Pete Alonso.
Okay.
All-Star Weekend. We're going with that. I'll stick it on All-Star Weekend. Dude, this guy Paul Skeens, man. He's starting to become a big problem.
He is.
Started the season was I think 11 times he played this year. 1.90 ERA.
Yes.
6-0 as a starter. 0.92
is
whip. 0.92.
His strikeouts per 9 is 12 strikeouts per 9 innings.
Dude, that's
he's getting 12 strikeouts every time he pitches 9 innings. That is
crazy.
amazing. You don't see that. And Paul Skeens he's just electric. The glazing might be crazy, especially from Cubs fans.
I don't even know if it was really glazing though, because he came in anyways with the expectations. Number 1 pick.
Right.
He had a crazy arm coming out of college.
Absolutely.
He's coming immediately. He's throwing like 102.
Yeah.
Right out of the gate. And he's shredding, dude. When he played the Dodgers, just absolutely shredded that line.
Right.
That was a shocker to me.
And the Dodgers are a good lineup. You know, Otani did get him with a homer, but they went.
But Otani's a great player. But Skeens is like, he's on another level. Like he literally is the 5th rookie to start in an All-Star game in the history of this league.
Absolutely.
Like this is America's pastime we're talking about. A long period of time, and only 5 rookies have started in the All-Star game. I mean, I know it's tough. It's so hard. It's so tough.
Hard. Yeah. Well, I'm happy for him and what he's done and all the hard work he's been to, but just what he's been doing it's just amazing, and I really can't wait to see him starting that game.
I think it's gonna be interesting to see him and Judge go out. Him and Judge. Will Judge get one off those?
Well, Tony did, then maybe Judge. We don't know, but it's an All-Star game. Anything can happen, my man. I promise you, it's gonna be amazing.
I just think it was cool how like the whole like him finding out kind of happened.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Dan Patrick.
We go to the school. We go to his school.
Yes,
so
sir.
Shout out. But
Mike.
he had Skeens on his show, and then he had the Diamondbacks manager, who's the National League manager, pretty much tell him like, hey, like you're gonna be the starter, man. And Skeens was like, no way, dude. No way. I was shocked.
I mean,
that he was starting.
Me too. I thought it was gonna be. I look a little biased for Shota, or you could like Ranger Suarez or
Ranger Suarez could have definitely got. There's a couple, but Skeens is like such a big name right now, and like if you want to get people watching this game, I think that's what they had to do, and they
absolutely.
Did. So and dude, like
for baseball.
He's still like he's the 4th pitcher since 1893 to record 0 hits and 10 strikeouts and multiple outings.
And there you go.
When does that happen?
It's very rare. And pitching right now, I would say it's at its all-time peak in the modern game with the velocity and the training and just the technology that's in the game right now, and how they just mechanic on how they pitch tunnel and all this, metric system stats that they do now. So when Skeens is in the thick of it, and that's why they want him in that spot to get baseball back on the map and to try to rise in popularity. So
I mean, it also helps that Livy Dunn is in his corner, but we're not gonna get into that. He's getting into Nolan Ryan territory, which is elite company, as you guys know. So
absolutely,
we need to address something right now. The Chicago Cubs, to me, first of all, we are a weird team.
Yes.
We are last in our division, which, by the way, we're like 3 games back of second. We won last night against the Cardinals. Yep. 5-1. We almost went 32 innings without a run.
Yes.
We broke that streak. Of course, we had to.
Bullpen, telling you.
We had to. But the Cubs, to me, man, I just think, like, we've had 2 months of bad offense. But recently, like, Swanson was hitting well last night. The last couple of games, he's been hitting well. I think this is what our offense needs. Like, we were 6th in scoring last year, and then we go from 21st.
Yeah.
Like, in the exact same team, and we only added Michael Bush, which is a better first baseman we had last year.
For sure.
So we
a great senior.
But where do the Cubs? We're obviously still contending, and our division is definitely the most competitive in baseball, I would say.
Which helps us a lot.
Like there's like every team below the Brewers is under 500 except the Cardinals, excuse me. But it's still tight. It's anybody's game, and I think the Cubs are starting to play good baseball, but at the same time, I still feel like we're trying to find our identity. So what is the key to us just finding our identity?
I think the big takeaway that we need to do in this coming up second half is continue to score with runners in scoring position. Not just on base, but in scoring position.
Also not leaving guys on base, too.
That is, yes,
you were
exactly.
you were really like harsh on that a couple games ago.
Yes,
I think it was against the Angels where we had like 10 guys left on base. Something crazy. One game.
In the first 26 games, our average with runners on base, it was the best. With 280, that is amazing. For a 280 average to score those runners on base, that's what you need for productive ball. Since the next 61 games, 187. That cannot slide. That cannot happen. That is bad. But the last 7 games, it's been at 309. And our runs per game has jumped up to 5.9. And with the struggling bullpen that we have, the back end of it, I should say, the closer role is just not set right now with Albert Alzolay struggling. That's set to 60 DL. Hector Neris, we call him heart attack Hector because he just can't close games the right way.
No.
We called up our young relief pitcher, Biggie Bag, we call him.
No, yeah. But
And it starts with star players. Nico, Bellinger, who is hurt, Hath, Suzuki. Those players need to produce when they need to be there.
I just think it's crazy that you like list all the talent we have, and Michael Busch is our best batter by average.
I would
think
say
it's
so, yeah. Him
insane.
and Cody, because
I think it's crazy that he is like he shouldn't be. He shouldn't be a
Right.
best hitter.
but he's good enough to give us over that hump because there's certain players that it's such a team sport that even that one player that can do so little, it just impacts so much. So I feel like Bush, him being that second spot and getting on base for our big boys in the middle of the lineup, really just gets the team going to score. Because all we need to do is score. We're not going to win games if we don't score.
No, you're 100% right about that. I mean, we had hits last night. We beat the Orioles, who finished first in the American League last year, which that's a positive.
Absolutely.
And then we also beat the Phillies on 4th of July. That's a positive.
You can say that
So, I
because
mean-
sparked it. I mean, we beat them 12-2. I mean, that's
murked them.
Absolutely, and
murked
that's a
them.
good team. Like
Good team.
but it's weird because we'll beat good teams,
And then we'll lose to bad teams.
or we'll barely win against bad teams.
Right.
But
Like,
that's the game in baseball.
makes sense.
So, but that's my biggest takeaway for the Cubs. Our hitting is improving right now, almost 6 runs per game.
It's getting better as of
Bullpen
recent.
just needs to be more consistent.
I feel like our hitting is still like bad. Like we're 23rd in average in hitting.
Well, we
Like
started to get
total
hot.
hits, we're not good. Slugging, we're 24th.
Yeah.
We're not just doing anything with
Right.
that. I think we're starting to get there. But I still feel like we're trying to find that identity. And also, like, we know our starting pitchers, like, we have a good rotation. Like, Shoto, he's been the man all season.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Justin Steele. He's been coming back. He pitched really well the other day. It was
Yep.
like seven innings. Like, he was crazy.
Kyle Hendricks, vintage
Kyle Hendricks, dude, he was insane yesterday.
7 no inning. Oh, not no innings. 7 innings, no runs.
He was throwing. I'm telling you, man. Hendricks was throwing. He was throwing some nice off-speed pitches.
Yeah,
like
that's his
he
MO.
was throwing some like pitches that were like 78, like, but they were nice like breaking balls.
Yeah,
And
he's moving them
They
away.
were really good. They were moving, dude. His breaking balls cut insane.
That's his MO. That's what he
so
does.
good.
He doesn't have overpowering velocity, so he relies
Never
on
had.
tuttling so much. Tuttling is when the ball looks the same out of the hand and it goes different ways in the strike zone. That is what he's so good at. That's also what Greg Maddux is so good at. And with those,
Right.
and in this day and age of baseball, like I said, when pitching is at its all-time peak, players like that, they need those type of mechanics to get hitters off. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But Kyle, at this point, it's okay for him right now, especially in that game and always against the Cardinals. So
Well, I would probably say like one more thing before we wrap this Cubs thing up, because I'm telling you, me and Gabe could not end this conversation properly. But one thing I will say is I won't blame Craig Counsell. I won't blame Craig Counsell because he is his first year. This is kind of really isn't his team if you look at it. I mean, this wasn't his roster.
No.
This is the exact same roster
Damn near.
that David Ross had last year.
Absolutely.
Pretty much.
correct.
The bullpen
And
Like our general manager decided not to spend money there.
No.
He decided to get hitting and offense, which is fine. We needed that. But like you said, like I think one guy that we really could use is Mason Miller from the A's, dude.
that would be nice.
He's filthy.
That would be
Filthy.
nice.
I think that's one guy we could get in the deadline. But I don't want to hear about this Bellinger trade talk.
No.
I don't want to hear this. Like, he's not leaving. Everyone said he was going to leave before he signed with us this year. And he's playing okay. I mean, he just got injured. But his average is down. He's still batting 260.
So his average is
9 homers.
high 60s, 269, which is not bad. So, again, this day and age in baseball, it's not bad. It's his power department. He's not slugging as he did last year, and that's the issue. He needs to slug more. He needs to hit for more doubles, triples, homers. He needs to just and drive in more runs. That's just a big takeaway. But he's been injured twice this year. He got injured back in May, I believe. So, or April, excuse me.
Well, he just got injured. He got his left finger or something like that. I think he's going to be out for like 2 weeks, which isn't really that big of a deal to me. But, I mean, we've been cooking. We're 5-0 in our last 5 games. We've been doing
back-to-back series. So.
Right. Back-to-back series. I think we definitely have a chance to win this series against the Cardinals. We play a doubleheader today as we're recording this. So we'll see how we do there. But, man, I think if we're done with the Cubs –
yeah, we're done.
I think we can. Well, okay. One more thing. This Central Division it's
tight.
Just so ridiculously tight. Pirates are way better than anybody expected them to be. Reds, they're still hanging around. We're still tied with them. They won last night, of course.
They did.
So we didn't widen the gap with them at all. But
no,
it's anybody's ball game in this.
Only 8 games back. Right now, at this spot,
of first.
That's
insane, and we're last right now. Do people not understand how crazy that is? Look at any other division in this league.
In the East, the Marlins are 29 games.
Can you understand that? Like, that is not normal for last place.
The Rockies are 23.
That's not normal for last place.
The Blue Jays are 14. The White Sox are 31 and a half.
Dude, they have no chance. Their season's already over.
And Oakland's 16.
Those teams are already packing for Cancun.
Yeah.
We're still there.
They're training, yeah. Every team in the Central is still in a contention for a spot. And if the Crew can slow down and the Cubs can heat up and any of the teams
we're heating up right now. I like it.
Then we're in for something. The second half is what will turn the season around and go crazy.
Yeah, right. There we go. All right, I think Cubs are looking out. We're watching. Watch out.
Ready to go. Go Cubbies.
Watch out. World Series 2024 is going to be in our hands. The pennant is going to be raised in Chicago. Okay, let's go in. This is. I'm excited. I don't know when you're going to think about this play. So this is play of the week. Okay, we do this. We've been doing this every week. It was shot of the week, but I had to change it because basketball is not happening right now. I'm not watching summer league, so. The summer league. I'm not talking about that. Nobody knew the first pick was playing last night. It's insane. They watch a second rounder over first pick. That's crazy. But man, Ryan McMahon on the Rockies. This guy came out of nowhere last night. Terrific catch on the tarp. I want you to see this play. I just want you to see it, just so you can get a little taste of
against the Mets, correct?
What team? It was against the Mets, I think.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, here we are.
Hold on again. Here we are.
Third, McMahon used the hard.
All right. Oh, man, McMahon. That's a great play in the tarp there.
Yeah, look at that. Check out. This is play of the week. Okay.
Little
Get to climb up.
Little Anthony esque right there.
Slip it on the table.
That's a great catch. Great concentration, going over the tarp. Make a nice play down that third base line.
I like it.
I do like that.
So
that's a little play.
So this is my play of the week. Before we get Gabe's thoughts, I just want to Ryan McMahon, 24 Colorado Rockies. We just listed them as one of the worst teams in baseball. So this is a stat for you. They have the 3rd worst record in baseball at 33-62 right now. So there's that. McMahon went 1 for 4 in the game. He's batting .272, 14 homers, and 45 RBIs, excuse me. And the Mets, They win their 4th in a row. They're 6-4 in their last 10. They've been playing really good baseball as of late. They've been sneaking to that wild card spot. But this play right here, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate that play?
1 to 10. I love this ranking system. I like that. I'm going to the top of the third base line. It's not an easy play. I've seen it happen. A little Anthony Rizzo-esque. Y'all know 2015-16. We're on tarpon on the lid. So I will give it a cool little. I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay, I thought you were about to say like a 6.
No, it was a cool play. It was pretty cool. It was,
And out of nowhere.
and wait, what?
And out of nowhere, dude. I did not expect Ryan McMahon out of all people.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll give it an 8.
Okay, so we got our play of the week.
I did like that play.
Let's go, dude. Let's go. So now let's talk about, are the Phillies the best team in baseball?
The record shows it.
The record shows it. The stats show it.
The stats show the player
Roster, the talent.
You know how many players are in the All-Star game for the Phillies?
Well, how many?
7. They have 7 players in that roster for them in the All-Star game.
That's a lot.
You really think the Phillies can just single-handedly? Well, we went to the All-Star game, but the Phillies single-handedly could possibly, carry the All-Star game. But back to them.
We're making our Cubs in 2016 look good.
We had our whole infield.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah, the whole infield was in the Cubs starting roster.
Yeah, man. I think, but the Phillies, to me, man, they've been knocking on the door the last 2 years now. Mm-hmm. They've been to a World Series.
They're hungry.
They went to the championship series last year. Mm-hmm. They should have beat the Diamondbacks. Honestly, they had no reason.
Yeah, they just sold. I mean, they sold the last 2 games. No hitting. Just couldn't hit. Forgot how to hit a baseball.
Yeah.
And that's clutch. Again, like I said, in this game of era, when the pitching is so dominant, need to hit.
Right. I think also, like, hitting, pitching. Like, I think the Phillies, they have a good bullpen. They have a good starting rotation. Soto, you've got Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola. Like, they're stacked.
Yeah.
And then Harper, Trey Turner. When Trey Turner's healthy,
Castellanos.
he can be one of the most, like, he can literally catch fire at any point. Like, his hitting gets so contagious because last year he had a game where he went like 4 for 4 against the Braves.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and just saying, what did I say last year? I said the Phillies are going to beat the Braves. They did. They may not have won the World Series, but they're the best team in baseball. Somehow it's a coincidence. I don't think it is. I think they are made for this. They have the talent. They've been knocking on the door forever, and they have. There's no way any other team besides the Dodgers and the National League can beat this Phillies team. There's no other team in the National League that can beat them besides the Dodgers. That's it. Only team in the Phillies' way, in my opinion. They have the best team, in my opinion.
Okay.
And they've been in that moment.
I'm not set in stone for anything yet in this first playoff format in this season.
The best pitching.
The Braves were in the same spot last season, and they choked. I know the Phillies are the Phillies, and they have that huge chip on their shoulder to go crazy. But in this new playoff format, when that momentum is taking off of you, you have 5 days off.
And it's okay. They need they could use it.
I'd rather have the momentum. So if the Braves
and they got a guy like Schwarber who's experienced.
Half their team is experienced. They got Turner,
they know.
Turner World Series champion, Schwarber World Series champion, Castellanos been in the playoffs, Harper's been in the playoffs. You got all those. Muramuto's been in the playoffs. You have all those players.
They're prepared for this.
They are prepared.
They're gonna be prepared for that break
mentally for the playoffs. They have veteran guys who are still in their prime, going off, but that playoff format it could screw them over.
And they swept the Dodgers recently. They had 3 series.
Okay, they did.
Just saying.
Okay,
but they did lose to the A's last night.
Yeah, they did. Hey, but that's baseball. I'm telling you.
I was actually so mad.
You beat the Dodgers, but you lose to the A's.
I was actually so mad, and I'm not a Phillies fan. I was actually upset because I knew we were gonna come on this podcast.
I love the Phillies
and have to discuss this.
I forgot to bring that up though.
Oh, this was something that was brought to my attention as a possibility. Castellanos. They trade him for Luis Robert Jr.
No. No?
No?
No. Not even close. Not even close.
You don't like that trade?
No, absolutely not.
Why?
Because Castellanos is a much better hitter. I would say maybe Robert's a slightly better fielder. He has a gold glove, but I just do not think that they are going to trade Castellanos when Robert, he has his struggles, and Castellanos plays with like this fiery passion. I feel like how Robert plays, he's just playing kind of like gingerly. Like it doesn't really. I see his body language like.
Well, he's happy. He's just happy to be balling.
Yeah, and Castellanos, he loves the Philly crowd. He's happy to ball, and he's going. Oh, they will not get rid of Castellanos. That is not even a close comparison. I don't think. No, not in a million years they ever do that. Castellanos, in my opinion, is way better than Luis Robert. Their bats are the same. I feel like just the mentality and how they play, and the injuries. Castellanos overshots him by 11.
I heard some guys saying that because Luis Robert Jr. is always in trade talks. I feel like because he's a good player on a bad team.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's going to get thrown in that conversation. But
really quick, I don't want to have us rant too much. But what do you think that trade? Like, how you feel about that trade? I should say.
What Luis Robert Jr.
Yeah, the Castellanos.
I mean, I don't think it's necessary. I mean, because he's a part of that team. Like he's a part of that swag that the Phillies have going on. I mean, obviously, I feel like Luis Robert Jr. is he's a heck of a player. Like he can hit the ball. He can also field.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he's a bad pickup. He's a little younger.
He's not a bad pickup, but he's not for that team.
But he's also going to be more expensive later down the line.
He will.
The Phillies are going to have to pay him a lot more money than Castellanos. So I don't think it's necessary, but it would make the Phillies better. I think.
No, they don't need him though.
No, they don't. But it would make them better. They would.
But there's no place to put him. Where would you put him?
That's what I'm saying. There's no need.
There's no need for it.
There's no need to trade. I think the Phillies, what they have right now, is a good system.
Right.
And I think they just need to stick with what they have.
The Phillies, if they're in a little bit of a struggle towards the trade deadline, they need a piece. They might go get something that they need.
Maybe.
And the Phillies right now are good. They're set in stone. But the Cubs in 2016, they're the best team in baseball. And towards the trade deadline, they acquired a Chapman, and they traded some pieces like Gleyber Torres to the Yankees for that. So, so sometimes there's that one piece that teams need. And it could be the Phillies, but the rotation's great. Their starters are amazing, and their bullpen's great and good. So they're rolling right now. I don't see a need for them to make any crazy moves right now.
Right, I agree. I don't think they have to make any crazy moves. But let's move on to the last topic of the day. Who has more to lose this season? The Dodgers or the Yankees?
That's a good one. I like that question, and I'm gonna go. And both teams are very high end, high markets, very powerful fan bases, rich teams. But I'm gonna go with the Dodgers because the Dodgers have had high expectations for a while. It's been a while now, and I'm not counting no Mickey Mouse 2020 championship. Forget that, bro. That does not count. I need you to go off when you have a full 162 season and you have the stud players that you have on their roster. The Dodgers acquired everyone imaginable they can, and they are stacked. And surprisingly, they're not the best team in baseball. And they got swept by the best team in baseball. So I feel like the Dodgers have a lot to lose here. They just signed Ohtani to the biggest contract in sports history. I mean, if that's not I won a World Series for like the next 10 years, I don't know what is. So the Dodgers the biggest thing to lose. They have all these studs, and their payroll is amazing, and their players combined like for over $1 billion. Oh my God! It's a World Series
between two players on that roster. So yeah, I see what you're saying with that 100%. I'm gonna go Yankees because to me, I just the pressure. You kind of explained it. Similar feel in New York. The pressure to win is insane, and they haven't won in so long.
Yeah, since so long.
They haven't won since 2009.
Yeah,
it's been a long time.
Yeah,
15 years, and they haven't been to a World Series. Like that's insane, dude.
Well, if you don't count the Dodgers, 2020, it's been since '88.
God, dude. The thing with the Yankees to me is they've been super inconsistent. I know we've been talking about how the Cubs have been inconsistent, but that's nothing compared to what the Yankees had. First of all, they have the worst record in baseball since June 12th.
Yep.
Then they start the season 15-13, Then they go 21-7 in May. Then they go 14-13 the month after that. And then they've won 4 games, including yesterday's win. So 4-7 in July.
Since June 13th.
That's bad.
They're 8-18 since June 13th right now. Like
That's not good at all.
no.
And I think it's been like a combination of them not having a leadoff hitter to like, they don't have a good leadoff hitter, I feel like. And the other guys that they've had needing to step up, they haven't been. Rizzo's injured right now. He has a forearm injury. They did have this younger guy step in. I think his name was Ben Rice. I think.
Yes, Ben Rice, and he's going off.
He's good.
He's going up.
He's not bad. He's bad. He's actually playing pretty well. Which I'm surprised about.
I feel like the Yankees could pick it up soon. I feel like their momentum is shifting after that brawl last night with the Orioles.
That was crazy, dude.
Crazy, bro.
He got demolished.
Yeah.
On that pitch.
Absolutely.
Like, dude, you can't tell me that's like.
I think he's still going through a concussion protocol.
Oh, 100%. He's definitely got a pretty severe concussion, I would say, after getting hit like that. And it was like perfect timing too, because like the way he turned, the ball hit like his ear, like where like the helmet covers your ear.
Yeah.
It literally hit like perfectly.
Yeah.
Like he turned like right in time. Yeah. He would have gotten hit.
He got decked in the face.
Smack in the face, dude. That would have been super bad. But to me, I think one guy you got to look at is Jazz Chisholm as a trade target for the Yankees.
Yes, absolutely. I love that
255.
Love that take.
12 homers, 42 RBIs.
Yes.
I think he'd be a perfect leadoff hitter for the Yankees.
I agree. That's a great take. I love that. And that's exactly what they need. They need a second baseman, and they need a leadoff hitter. A contact guy who's quick, can get on base.
Right.
That's what they need.
They need that.
That's so they can make that trade. And the Marlins, they're ready to dump. They can give him some good pieces in return.
I think they're ready to dump because they traded Luis earlier this year.
Yeah, they did.
I think they could trade another guy. They
Absolutely.
could.
I really do think he's on the talks. He's on the talks for that. And I would, if I'm the Yankees, I'm pouncing on that deal.
I would too. I think that closes the gap. And dude, especially when you got Garrett Cole pitching the way he did last night, dude.
Yeah.
My God, man.
He's been going off.
Just to say this, like the Yankees beat the Orioles, who were first in their division last night.
Only a game back now. So
I'm telling you, Gabe. I don't want to overblow like a 3 or 4 game series by saying one game makes a difference in like a team season or can make or break. But I think that win the Yankees had last night was huge. Oh yeah, and Aaron Judge got his 33rd home run. There we go. I'm just saying this right now. Aaron Judge, best player in baseball right now.
Okay.
Heading in the All-Star, best baseball player.
Or you know who mine is, but I don't hate that.
Well, who is yours, Gabe? I don't know if the audience is.
Sure. Oh yeah, that's right. Every camera here. Shohei Ohtani. He's the best player.
What else is he as well? Just to put this out here.
He's the GOAT. That's what I'm saying. He's the GOAT.
He's the GOAT of baseball.
He's the GOAT of baseball.
It's an interesting conversation.
We can go for days, but
which also I think if Ohtani doesn't at least make the World Series, what does that tell you about his GOAT status? What does that tell you?
It just tells you that the team is a choke artist. That the team can just not go over the hump. It's not on all Ohtani, but I can't say too much because then this guy will throw me down about McDavid. So
he still won Conn Smythe MVP. I do not care.
Okay, well,
do not care. That does not matter. He really trashes Babe Ruth. He said he couldn't even hit a pitch from a Division III baseball player. That is absurd. You were just disrespecting a legend.
I'm not disrespecting.
A legend.
I am not disrespecting. It's just how the game is. The average pitch velocity of a fastball in that time was like 85 miles an hour. I mean, there's no like exact like.
Okay, so Willie Mays couldn't hit a baseball in today's era?
Oh yeah, Willie Mays could. In Babe Ruth's era, like in the early 1900s. Willie Mays, possibly. What Ohtani is doing?
Why is
what he's doing on both sides of the ball?
I think Willie Mays is the GOAT, not Ohtani.
Willie Mays?
I think he's the GOAT.
I mean,
not Ohtani.
I don't fight about being. I mean, the thing with Babe Ruth is that like he's just like, bro, that's all the way back, like that's over 100 years ago. Like,
so you don't want to talk about the pioneer of the game?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying like. I mean, Babe Ruth in baseball is just the straight icon. Like, he's an amazing icon in baseball history.
He can pitch and hit, and he has a lot of hitting records.
that
haven't been broken.
Babe Ruth stopped pitching because he admitted himself that it was too hard to do on both sides of the ball.
It is.
And
A lot of players
Ohtani's still doing it. He's hurt, but he will come back. Ohtani is throwing not straight bullpens, but he's tossing on the field. He's throwing some warm-ups. He's getting back into it.
I understand
He's just so good.
I understand
So
where you're
crazy.
coming from. Like, Ohtani is a dog.
But at this,
He is.
in this era of baseball,
But legacy,
I understand that, JB.
it's not ready. He's not ready.
I get that he's not ready, but
He definitely has the ability to be the guy.
if he has one World Series, are you gonna like at least give him some credit about it? Like put him in that
I'll
conversation?
give him the go if he gets one.
Okay, bet. That's all we
If
need.
he gets one, two will lock him up. But if he gets one, I feel like he's already in that conversation, but it's more guaranteed.
I feel like in baseball, you just can't.
It's tough.
You can't compare like in football, where we compare like rings with Brady and Mahomes. Like if Mahomes gets 8 rings, then he's the GOAT. I mean, like I think everyone can understand that.
But it's like, but at the same time, it's kind of the same thing
You
because
can't
like
compare rings with Ruth and Ohtani because in baseball it's so individual. Even football is too.
it is too. Every sport kind of like has their own individual like
rankings.
assignments.
Right.
I guess. Like
Yes, right,
each
exactly.
player has to do their job, but. Baseball, yeah, it's definitely different because you can't compare a pitcher and a hitter. That's impossible. Like it's just a different conversation. Like your go conversation has to be like who
Between
can do
two
the most.
players, and that's why Babe Ruth and Ohtani are like it's a good argument because they
Yeah,
played
it is.
in that side of the ball.
Right.
But the thing is that triumphs over, I guess, Ohtani a little over Ruth is that Ohtani's still doing it, and he's doing it at an elite level in this game.
I think that's
In the modern
I think
game,
that's where we need to.
hard. You have to understand that.
I think that's where we need to like pause and just like appreciate greatness. 'Cause we do the same thing with LeBron, and he's still playing.
But the thing,
so
the thing with
I
LeBron
hate
and
it.
Jordan is that the
But I hate it when a guy's still playing, kind of let him do his thing. After he's done, then have that conversation. But when he's playing, his legacy's still being written. So like it's kind of hard to say because his legacy could change in 2 years.
Okay, so I will agree with you on that. But in the baseball world, I feel like most of us, if Ohtani were to retire right now, he'll be in the Hall of Fame.
I would tend to
see-
agree with you, but as a baseball fan, when baseball writers look at a total body of work, do you think Ohtani's body of work over like how long, like 5 years period, where he's like been at an elite level,
18
elite level? We're not talking about like he's been at his peak
level, yes.
You think that short time period
Yes.
is enough for you to get a writer to say yes in the Hall of Fame?
Yes.
'Cause we don't know we know how hard it is to get there.
Yes.
We have dudes with steroids who have a bigger body of work than Ohtani, and we'll never
He's
get.
doing it without steroids, and he's putting up amazing numbers. He's just proven the steroid era wrong, and on both sides of the ball. And Tommy John twice, and he's gonna come back. And if he's dominant after this Tommy John,
I don't know.
nothing.
Honestly,
Anyone.
I don't know if he will be the same pitcher with that Tommy
see.
John. 'Cause Tommy John affects people differently.
But he's good at 5'2". I mean, yes, he's obviously we're talking about his both.
But he relies on his 2 fastballs and then like a bunch of other pitches.
But he has a
off
good,
speed
he has a
as
good
well.
splitter as well.
But is that going to be as effective, especially 2 Tommy Johns now? That kills you.
Well,
That kills you.
if he's the elite player that he is, then he will prevail.
Who knows? I think he could do the same thing as Babe Ruth and say, screw pitching, I'm just going to hit.
I can see that. I really could see that, but at least for my sake, I hope he pitches.
If he stays healthy, then he'll do both.
I can't see him on the field, but I wouldn't doubt that.
It could happen. I think he could play outfield.
Yeah,
He has a type of athletic build to do
I
that.
can see him playing first.
I think he'd play any position. He could play catcher for crying out loud.
Yeah, he's literally. Literally. Kind of weird to see Ohtani on the field, but hey, I mean.
Hey, but man, I think this is gonna. I appreciate everybody listening to this episode. This has been a good baseball conversation.
Great pod.
We got a lot of topics here. Team USA basketball is coming up, guys. So if you guys are wondering when I'm going to talk about that, I will. I'm just not talking about exhibitions that don't count. So
Go Puerto Rico! Woo!
Yep. I appreciate you. I appreciate you hopping on.
Yes, sir, my boy.
This
You already know.
has been,
This is awesome.
This has been a fun episode. another baseball guy. And our Immaculate grid, we did well.
Yeah, we did. We did
I think
amazing.
we got a lot of things to look forward to here. But
Absolutely.
I appreciate you hopping on again.
Of course, my man.
Fun.
This is awesome.
This has been another episode of the Tank Podcast. I'm your host, Jackson Burleson. This is Gabe Vazquez. And you guys will be in the next episode of the Tank Podcast. I'll have plays of the week. I'll have picks.
Yes, sir.
You guys, see you next week. Peace.
Yes, sir. Go Cubbies.
Talk to me, baby. Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me nice. I'm from another world, baby, yeah. Broadway paradise. They think I'm way too cold, cause I put my heart up on